I absolutely love CubeSats, and not only did they build the CubeSats, they each made their own video for that little clip there. Who would have thought, while the Vega launch vehicle stood on the launch pad, that it had little plants growing inside a little satellite?
No one.
There is a lot of noise in the in Jupiter control room. Everyone is extremely excited by the fact that this launch has just been so successful. Like celebrations have carried on for way over half an hour now. Lots of dancing, lots of singing. It's been absolutely wild. We have the fourth Avon burn that's going to put us in position for this CubeSat to be released. Not going to last very long. There's Frederick there.
Let's wait.
Extinction de la boom.
And so he announced the extinction. That means that that stage is now ready to start doing those maneuvers.
Atteinte à l'issue du quatrième boost est nominale.
And there we go. That little boost was absolutely normal, on target. So now we see these little maneuvers now that get the Avon in position exactly the same time as before to try and get these CubeSats into exactly the right orbits that they need to operate in. The engineers and all those universities, etc., to see. I love CubeSats, Dante.
Yeah, me too. Now we are waiting for this adjustment maneuver from the roll attitude control system of the Avon Plus 4th stage, as it was the case for LARES 2. Also, these CubeSats need to be injected into their orbit in their desired attitude, and we are taking just a little bit longer this time because the maneuver is, let's say, more complicated because of the fact that we have, as you can see from the animation, 4 set of deployer that are going to deploy actually the CubeSats in their desired orbit. And this is, as we can see from the animation, there is this smooth slight rotation of the Avon Plus 4th stage, just waiting the last very main event of today's flight, that is the release of the CubeSats.
Yeah, we're about a minute away from that CubeSat release. It really is something worth watching. I really hope that the onboard camera catches at least one of these CubeSats flying away. It was obviously angled in such a way to see LARES 2, but we may get to see one. And of course, it must be incredibly exciting if you're working as a researcher at a university or one of these institutions and see your little handiwork flying out into the inky blackness of space. I mean,
definitely.
It's you might even get to see your thumbprint as it goes past that internal camera.
Yes, can you imagine also the excitation now of these young students and young researchers just waiting to have this very important moment for them.
Yeah, and
let's wait for the announcement of the flight director and the start of the sequence.
So we're about 10 seconds away, and we'll see those...
Fin de la manœuvre d'orientation.
There we go. It's
orientation maneuver is concluded.
And you can see the little dispensers open up. 3U unit released, another 3U unit released, another 3U unit released, and then 3 1U units released.
Now
everyone's clapping down in Jupiter. Lots of relief. We're going to hear. Do we get confirmation of this? Everyone's clapping. They've seen it on the video.
We are just waiting for the confirmation from the flight director.
Séparation des CubeSats.
Yes,
and there
we have
was
the confirmation. So also the CubeSats have been released, and then there is huge celebration.
I mean, genuinely, the whole place is rocking now.
Yes, like at the liftoff of the rocket. There is vibration here.
Yeah, there's lots of singing. It's like being at a football match. So, yeah, it's exciting times for those people at those institutions following their CubeSats. You know, that's 6 different places following 6 different launches, plus LARES 2, so 7 satellites in total. We are looking around at very, very excited people. There is one burn left to do, and that is to put Avon into her parking orbit, a place where she will remain for the rest of eternity.
Forever and ever, but no arming for anything, because we call it indeed parking orbit. We are really high in altitude, it's no low Earth orbit. We are now seeing people in Avio, in the facilities where the rocket is manufactured, that are celebrating finally, after the release also of the 6 CubeSats, with the confirmation from the flight director that was happening correctly. And here we have also Esrin, and there is also celebration there. And our Earth Observation Director, Simonetta Kelly, was announcing indeed that we had this successful separation also of the CubeSats.
Yes, we're just under 3.5 minutes from the conclusion of this mission, which will be this final 5th burn of the Avon that will take it into a parking orbit. But for all intents and purposes, you know, this has been a fantastic launch, picture perfect. Everyone's super happy on the floor. We see people clapping and smiling, but it's not over until the fat lady sings, so we're waiting for confirmation for the end of the mission, and that could come at any time now, or we might just hear end of flight from the flight director. And he's sitting there.
Yes,
Frederic done an amazing job.
Frederic Rodier, yes, he did an amazing job. And can you imagine also the tension of this guy that has to announce?
He stayed super calm. Stayed super calm throughout.
Yes,
everyone.
Lot of experience.
Yeah, absolutely.
By far less emotional than me. And yes, now we have to wait indeed this 5th burn of the Avum, while we are seeing still
where we're
celebration.
I believe we're seeing Daniel Neuenschwander, who is the boss of space transportation down there. He's got the microphone. Everyone's standing around him, clapping, waving flags. It feels like a football match. What is he, Lionel Messi?
You know, we are quite particular in our kind of celebration. We don't hide ourselves.
Yes, it's more Toti or something like that. Let's see what he has to say. I wonder if he'll say anything.